Hi everyone, this week we're going to be talking about food as a spectacle. So really kind of what we're going to get at to start that off is the idea of what is the purpose of eating? Why do we eat? Do we eat just to stay alive? Do we eat to enjoy our food? Or do we really want to turn eating into an event, something that we want to savor with other people? So the event of eating kind of comes down to the idea that we've talked last week that more people are eating outside the home than making home prepared meals. However, really the costs of eating out go far beyond the cost that you as the consumer would pay when your bill comes at the end of a meal. Starting off with planting, growing, harvesting, all done by both documented and undocumented workers. Those are costs we don't see as the consumer. We don't have to account for in our budgets. Now, dining at certain restaurants is a way to show off your cultural capital. As we discussed last week, cultural capital is a way to differentiate yourself between social groups. Now, dining at specific restaurants can show you have better taste. People can think it can show more refinement. It also shows that there may be the ability to spend additional money on food at a restaurant. So really, invisible labor. So this is a big kind of concept for this week's lecture. And I kind of want to make sure we fully get it. So picture yourself going to a restaurant. You see the wait staff. You see the hostess. They're there. They're the front of the house. They're visible. Behind the doors of the kitchen, there are countless people who are there for hours before meal preparation starts for the restaurant. They're preparing all their ingredients, cooking everything to order. They're starting off their stocks and their soups and their sauces. There's an expediter that makes sure that when things are done, they look just right. People may move a sauce cup slightly or put an extra pinch of herb on the dish. They want to make sure that things get out to the table at the same time and they get out right and well. Now, when all this behind the scenes work is done properly, you're not going to notice the invisible labor costs. You're not going to see the hard work, the backbreaking pain, and the hard working conditions of a back of the house kitchen. The only time that you're going to really get this and have this visible idea of what's happening is when something goes wrong. When a dish comes out that's prepared incorrectly, something comes out cold, and things like that. Now, another thing I kind of want to touch on before you go ahead and read through the chapter this week and do our readings is the idea of the food media and food entertainment. So, cooking shows have blown up in the last couple decades. They are a way to allow us as the home consumer to experience cooking without the actual work of cooking. Now, that's not just TV shows, it's also things like cookbooks and food print magazines. However, it was once said that cookbooks by restaurant chefs really are not for restaurant cooking at home. What your goal of them is that it can be a secret pleasure for a jealous voyeur. People that don't cook really can enjoy these cookbooks. They can read into them and kind of enter a new world. Now, there's also a lot of invisible labor in the food media. So what you see on these TV shows is not always what you really get. There are thousands of people in the food media industry for different shows that are there just to black out brand names on food products that are being used to prepare. They're there to develop the set, make sure everything goes according to plan, and all the different stages of the dish that are pre-prepared and they're swapped out to save time and to ensure a beautiful product. Really, everything you see is so carefully choreographed, even shows that kind of come across as talking between friends, or just sharing an experience with friends in the kitchen. Those shows are often equally scripted as what you would recognize as a truly scripted show. Now, that kind of brings us on to the idea of celebrity chefs. This is a relatively new concept in many ways for the extreme celebrity of so many chefs. And I'm not just talking about like the chefs you see on TV. I'm talking about any restaurant chef. There are many people that follow their favorite restaurant chefs, all of their activities. They follow them like a big spectator sport, comparing who wins what awards, who makes the best meal. Chefs can make big money from appearance fees, and kind of they have to at some point decide, are they going to continue cooking or are they going to become a brand? So we escape into food media. It's a way for us to kind of find enjoyment in something that most people or some people don't find enjoyment in. They allow people to watch these cooking shows, to read these works, and to follow these chefs instead of actually cooking for themselves. It gives them an escape. They end up reading cookbooks like novels. It's a very interesting phenomenon that has only gotten bigger. Now, what I really want us to make sure we focus on as you're reading through your assigned readings this week in the course book and in the articles that I've sent off is the idea of what really are the true costs of meals that you consume outside of the house. I really want you to start thinking about that. Not saying it's going to make you change anything. I mean, I have a degree in culinary arts. I love to cook. I also love to go out to eat and enjoy nice experiences at restaurants. Um, but I think it's always nice for us to know and be informed as a society as to the true costs that are associated with activities that we partake in. So I hope you enjoy the readings this week, and I look forward to reading all the discussion posts as they get posted. Have a great week.